Hi everybody, welcome to Education for Next Generation. This is Joseph. I'll be discussing topics in English. In this video, let's look at the topic direct and indirect and the transformation of sentence. This will help you to answer question number 16, 17 and 18 in the second paper in the government paper. So, direct and indirect is part of speech, and you all know speech means we speak. And we speak in terms of sentences, right? And there are two ways we speak all the time. Whatever we speak, we exactly speak the words, and that's a spoken form. And sometimes we also repeat the words which are spoken by the other people. But when it comes to the written part, slightly difference that you'll find. I have written here. And let me tell you once more. The first point, exact words is of direct, and second one, repeat someone's words, is indirect form. These two formats are given names. They are called direct and indirect. Their actually title is speech. So having said that, let's move on to the structure of the sentences in direct and indirect to understand. In direct speech, in the written form is slightly different from the spoken form. How it is different actually? In the spoken form, if I say I'm busy, I don't repeat this sentence, the first sentence. I don't repeat. I only speak this out because that's a spoken. I never say that now I am speaking, I am busy. I never say that. Whenever you say something, you also will not say this first sentence in the spoken format. But when it comes to the written format, we do use the two sentences here. What is this two sentences? You need to understand the structure very well, that there will be two sentences, either in direct or indirect. Those two sentences I have written here, they are separated by comma, quotation marks, and at the end punctuation marks. This punctuation marks depends upon the kind of sentence that you speak or write. So here I have given example to make you understand better. He said is the first sentence, I am busy is the second sentence. These two sentences are written separately. They are separated by comma and quotation marks. You don't have any connectors or the conjunctions here. In the same way here, indirect is slightly changed or different to the direct one. And here you do have the same sentence 1 and sentence 2, but something is added to these two sentences to combine these, because whenever we change from direct to indirect, we don't use punctuation marks and quotation marks. We just remove them. In place of them, we use a conjunction. Conjunction, as I said, there are different types of sentences. The use of conjunction depends on the kind of sentence that you speak or write. And here, same example I have written into indirect. He said that he was busy. Here is the first sentence, and here it is the second sentence. They are written individually. And here, he said is the first, and he was busy is the second, but these two sentences together make one single sentence. You see here punctuation mark. I have said sentence. Actually, they are not sentence. They are clauses actually. In order not to make you confused, I have written sentence. If I write clause, you will get confused. So, at time being, consider these are sentences. So, he said, I'm busy. Two sentences you will find in the direct speech, and quotation marks. It's the simplest way to understand by looking at the sentence whether it is direct or not is look at the comma and quotation marks. That's very much important. Once you are able to identify that, then we will see how to change into given direct sentence into indirect sentence. And that we will see all the changes that takes place in changing into indirect. Having looked at the format of sentences under direct and indirect, now let's look at the changes that take place while changing from direct to indirect. Let's try and understand the different components of the words in a given direct sentence, how they change and what are those actually. Here is an example. A teacher said, I'm explaining the lesson now. This is a given example, and well, this is a direct speech. How do you say this is direct speech? Well, there are quotation marks here and two sentences are separate. So this is a direct sentence. In order to change this direct sentence into the indirect sentence, what are the things that we need to take care of to change? And there are many are here. You can see here I have written separately. One is the verb. This is called reporting verb, and there are two, as I said, there are two sentences here. There will be two verbs. First verb is this, and the second verb am explaining. Two verbs. Normally in grammatical terms we call these two sentences, this one, first one, as a reporting verb, and the second one is reported verb. So when you look at the reporting verb, and the reporting verb need not be the same all the time, it can change, and the change of words I have given here, these are few, and you have a number of other words: said, told, asked, exclaimed, remarked, shouted. So you can use any word instead of this. You should not consider that all the time only said will be used. No, it's not. You can have any word, and other than these words you can have, and only you must look at this, the reporting verb must always be in the past tense, that is second form of the main verb. If this is in the past tense, consider that you have every right to change the following sentence, reporting, that is reported sentence, into indirect. So this is one. And what else do we change? Changes takes place while changing into indirect. The second one is the conjunction, because when we change this direct sentence into indirect, first thing what we do is that we remove these quotation marks and the comma here. When you remove these quotation marks, you have to use a linker or a conjunction to combine these two individual clauses or the sentences. Then we need a number of conjunctions. For example, that, if, whether, to, WH words. The usage of this depends on the kind of sentence that you use here. So that we'll see.